It's going to happen right around the corner from here at the House of Blues. The show is Saturday, December the 9th. Ticketmaster.com will have whatever info you need. Caller 10, these are yours. 2 for Dirty Honey. Good live band. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Fully intending to claim the title. Mistake by the lake for ourselves.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
You want to send a text for anything, 35192. You can listen live on the iHeartRadio app. If you're from out of state and listening, tell me where. Make sure you are on our map back here. Alex is a brand new bureau chief in Houston, Texas. Greg listens in Collinsville, Illinois. Jonathan is in Memphis, Tennessee. Josh and Mal are in Denver. Dan is one of our bureau chiefs in Chicago. And Gesundheit listens in Orlando, Florida. People are loving Poundcake as a potential replacement for Terry Francona.
Killing it.
I mean, if we can get him to be the best sports talker, I think we can start a campaign to get him hired as the Guardians manager.
Also, I was actually going to ask when we were talking last segment what the difference was between the DL and the IL, and people are telling me that they got rid of the DL.
IR.
Injured reserve. Yeah, but they call it the IL or the IR or something like that now because disabled was considered unseen. I thought they were two separate things. I thought the DL and the IR were two separate things. And I didn't know what the difference was. I thought maybe it was length of injury or length. I don't know. But people are saying
I just thought it was funny because of the
know,
gay thing.
Of course.
You know, what Cody normally says the DL is.
That's right.
Which is straight boys who want to be gay, right?
They're on
they
the
just
low.
want to do some gay stuff.
They just want to do some gay stuff.
They want to do some gay stuff. They want to do they want to cosplay gay for a bit.
Alan, this is exactly like Ted Lasso. He didn't know anything about soccer.
Good
I mean,
point.
he was a coach.
Yeah.
So he transferred from football, if you watch the show Ted Lasso. And then they hired him. You know, they completely went off the page and were like, let's do something crazy and let's hire this American football coach to coach our soccer team. We need something to be shaken up around here, and let's do that. I never quite understood. I think it's a funny premise, and I know it was born out of some small thing they did on NBC for the Olympics years ago. They came back around. I never quite understood how Ted Lasso was coaching that team. I mean, it's not like he learned that much more about. He did have Coach Beard, and he did have Roy Kent. So he had good people in his ear, and I think that's what Poundcake would need.
Right.
Poundcake would need, you have to surround yourself with good people, right? I've done it. Mary's done it. Bill's done it.
Mm-hmm.
We've all surrounded ourselves with good people.
And we've all been managers of the Cleveland Guardians.
No, I never have.
Oh.
No.
I thought you did.
Nope. I was a manager of the Chicago White Sox from 1996 to a week later in 1996.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
It was a very, very short tenure for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never even got my parking pass forms completed. So I had to take the train and park on the street.
That's upsetting.
Alan, let Poundcake know that Deals is still around. I was going to say that when he was talking about Deals. Isn't there one out by, there's one out in Parma, there's a Deals. It's like near the Best Buy or near the Mr. Chicken or something, whatever that is there, Pearl Road.
Oh, okay.
Say what?
I only remember the one that was out by me and it closed for some reason. It was probably like a PetSmart or something like that.
Maybe they were tired of giving people deals.
Okay, maybe.
It is also funny, the people who are texting me that now they're upset that they voted for Poundcake for Best Sports Talker. You're missing the point of that, by the way.
What, did you think he was the best sports talker?
Plays
that's on
right
you.
Yeah.
You're a stupid person if you didn't think, if you thought he was a real sports talker.
I don't know. Maybe they because you're not doing me a favor, you're doing him a favor. But yeah.
Is it this might just be me. Another thing that I overthink because it's never going to happen. but I think about what sport I would play if I played sports.
Oh, yes. Keep it going.
Do you ever think about that?
Badminton.
Do I ever think about what sport you would play?
No, not what sport I would play.
I mean,
but
I know
like,
what sports I've played. It's a pretty short list, but I've played some.
Like, is there a sport that like resonates with you? Because I've like tried. I've done karate. I've done wrestling. I've done what else did I do? Karate, wrestling,
Track and field.
Oh, track. Yep.
You were
I don't know
running?
how I forgot about track. But yeah.
Now that
like,
seems amazing to me because your running seems like there'd be a lot of flailing. Is that? Am I incorrect on that?
not at that time because
Yeah,
I was
okay.
I
He
was
was
on the
butchering it up, yeah.
I was DL
Yeah.
and I was running because I don't know. I thought that's what you did.
Oh, so you like faked. I don't even know what a butch run is. You faked like a straight run.
I don't run like flailing my arms now.
No, not flailing your arms, but you the way that
They're
you
loose.
The way that no, I'm just talking waist down. The way that you walk
Mhm.
has an odd gait to it, and
It
so
does.
I'm imagining that sped up as the way you run. I've never seen you run.
I had issues
He's run at
because
the Polar Blast a few times.
Yeah, but he's also
okay.
in like big bulky clothes.
Yeah, and it's slippery,
snow
and we're all
boots,
running
and-
weird on that. Yeah.
yeah, I had issues because I ran flat-footed, which was I learned that was a thing.
Right.
I didn't know. I was like, this is how I run my entire life. I didn't know that was a thing. But in track, you don't want to run flat-footed, and I had to get over that. So
I mean, I played soccer. I wrestled. I was too small. My mom wouldn't let me play like those other sports. I was too small for football. I was going to get murdered. Even though there were tiny guys that played football because their parents didn't care and they just wanted to get out there and be badasses and look stupid or whatever. And I was way too short for basketball. And I was okay at baseball, but not any kind of level where I wouldn't have been constantly outshined and mocked by everybody else on the team.
You know, basketball was my sport. And I was short until around my junior, senior year of high school. So I didn't really play basketball by then anymore, but still, like, that was probably my best sport.
now
It's the one I love the most.
My son played everything, and he was great. So I'm like not a sports dad per se. Like the little one has played soccer for a few years and seems to like that. But like I was just so happy that my son was good at all those sports because I wasn't. And I remember how you feel when you suck at those sports, the big ones, right? The main ones. So yeah, I just played soccer because I like it, and I wrestled.
I know this is gonna sound like a duh moment, but I would have loved to be had our school had a pool, I would have been a swimmer. And it's not just because the tight little outfits, like the little speedos. I think
Well, I mean, you could have swum.
swam
Swimmed.
because our school didn't have a pool, and I don't think I was really that interested in it to go to like the city, like I said, Splash Zone. I don't know if there was like a city team or something like that. But had our school offered something like that, I feel like it would have, because I don't know how fast I was, but I just loved swimming. I loved being in the pool. So I don't know. I've never got my lap time or anything like that, but I think that would have been my thing.
You would have been shredded if you'd ended up
Lean
being like
muscle.
a competitive swimmer.
Ooh, I would have been thick. I would have been.
Thick. Michael Phelps.
Do it again.
Thick swimmers.
Michael Phelps.
Oh.
Boy. Anywho, if you listen to us on the iHeartRadio app, of course, you can always leave us messages there.
Hey, you were talking the other day about bands and how many times you've seen them. I can top everybody. I've seen a band 139 times. The Kettering Banjo Society. Dick from Dayton, oh boy. You're really missing out if you don't see that. All right, bye.
Got an email from Scott.
I love me, I love you, goodbye.
I love me,
Love me,
love you.
bye.
Love me,
Hate the
love
show.
you.
Hate the show.
Hate the
Love
show.
me,
Yeah,
love
that's
you,
it.
hate the show.
That's what it is. Okay. Gotta get that locked in.
I got a letter from Scott earlier. He goes, dude, I'm punching around, and Dick calls one of the sports stations in town. He goes, they've been talking about the Browns for like 30 minutes. And he calls, opens with, do you want to copy one of my CDs? And then starts talking about the instruments he plays. and they end up and then he asks him about the Indians or something. But except if you're doing sports radio, you know who Dick is. And so you have a little bit of fun with him.
But that's the one time.
And then you hang up on him, which sounds like that's what they did. But, I mean, around these parts, I don't care what he doesn't listen anyway.
Right.
I was gonna say that's the one time he doesn't talk about the Browns.
I know.
Yeah.
He talks about he'll derail the conversation here and talk about the Browns. But
I'm surprised he wasn't going on and on about, I don't think they should have arrested President Trump. He always calls and thinks we're going to be sympathetic towards Trump.
Let it be. Just, what did he say? Not let good enough alone or something?
Let
Yeah.
well enough alone.
Yeah.
What's God, that mugshot.
Oh, boy.
Well, everyone's giving him a hard time because he filled out his height and weight.
That's the funniest part.
And he made it the same as Jason Momoa.
He said he was 6'3", 215 pounds. Which
Is he that tall, though?
He's not 6'3".
Okay.
I mean, there's people, there's like cable TV people are like, I've stood next to him and he's not 6'3". So,
But he is 215 pounds.
Well, I mean, the guy lies about everything.
Right, yeah.
So obviously he's going to lie about his height and weight, but it
That's
is
so
still
funny.
funny.
Well, it's so funny because I was like, oh, I think I lost 100 pounds tonight.
215 pounds. And they immediately merged out the mugshot.
Mm-hmm.
She knew was that again. That's no shock either. I was kind of surprised that they mugshotted him. I know they said that they were going to, but as recently as like a week ago, his people made it sound like there's no way that he's gonna mugshot or whatever.
Yeah,
but it must have occurred to him. I have to do this because we will immediately make T-shirts and mugs and
I mean,
But yeah, the 215 pounds was pretty funny.
if he drops a rap album, he's got the perfect cover. Use that mugshot.
That
Street
mugshot.
cred, man.
Yeah.
They kept comparing him all over Twitter and everything to different famous people. And there was like NBA, like at 6'3", 215, there were NBA players,
Yeah.
Jason Momoa. Like they're showing pictures like,
Right.
this is what that looks like. And it just
Steve
made me laugh so
Hofstadter,
hard.
a comedian friend of ours, he posted a picture. He's like, I'm 6'4" and 225 pounds, and this is what I look like.
And he's a skinny dude.
Yeah,
Skinny
he's
dude
thin.
who's Rex Chapman.
Yeah.
He was an NBA player. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. And he's like, yeah, this is what that actually looks
It's
like.
just so funny.
Mhm.
Like to lie about something so obvious.
Yeah.
We've talked about that, like guys on dating apps who say they're 5'7" and they say they're 6 foot, and it's like we know immediately when we get there that you were lying.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, looking at a picture of somebody, you might go, well, but it's something that's so immediately verifiable.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you couldn't look at somebody and see, you could weigh them, right? I mean, they weren't putting the guy on a scale, but I wonder how he landed at 215.
Right now,
If you're gonna lie,
why not go with like 230,
Or even 250.
250? Like, no one's gonna be like, they'll be like, okay, whatever.
Are we
But
guessing
because
he's
he
over
went-
300?
No. I bet
I think
he's probably 275, 280.
Yeah, I think.
So how do you arrive at 215? I think the whole thing's kind of genius because when he flees, they'll be looking for a guy who's 6'3", 215 pounds, and they'll go, well, that's not our guy. That guy's clearly 5'10", 300 pounds. That is not our guy.
It's too funny.
So it's pretty
Too funny
smart.
to me.
Smart move. So, yeah, he got in that plane. If you watch any of the coverage, it was kind of funny. We were watching Jeopardy, like we do, and they cut in. They're like, CBS is like breaking news. They're like, come on. They're showing his plane. He had a goddamn motorcade, the likes of where, I mean, Biden doesn't have a motorcade like that. He like bought, what, did he pay for his own ambulance or something? They were afraid he was going to cack out. Yeah, it was this long serpentine motorcade that was.
They all travel like that.
No, they don't all. I mean, a motorcade's one thing, but it was so comically long because he knew it was gonna be coverage. I mean, it's all like made up stuff for him, you know. But yeah, I'm curious how he landed at 215, just like threw a dart and was like,
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, that's fine.
He just panicked. It's like
Yeah.
when you get your driver's license.
I'm
renewed.
6'7",
You're like-
180.
You're like,
What-
now it's my goal weight. Now it's my goal
Right.
weight.
Yeah, I will get into that
Yeah.
bikini by
By-
next summer.
yeah.
I think I've been 120 on my license for a long time.
Yeah.
120.
Well, like by in 5 years when I have to renew this, I'm gonna be that.
Now I
way.
want to
Yeah.
see because I know I lie.
On your license?
I might
That's why
have
it's
put
called
it
a
at, like,
license,
130
Mary.
or something. But now I'm curious as to what I actually, whatever it is, it's not accurate.
Well, but
I know that
again,
much.
what? But you're not. you're not renewing it every year.
And who are you lying to, honestly?
Right.
I'm lying to
you're the only
myself.
ones.
Well, you
see.
can try to impress the cop if you get pulled
Yeah.
over.
Five
Look how
two.
long this thing go.
No.
No.
Look how slim you are.
Oh, wait, they don't have weight on here anymore. Female, 5'2", green eyes.
They don't want to shame anybody.
It doesn't, unless I'm not seeing it right. It's got your birthday. There's no weight on here.
No, mine doesn't.
No.
No.
Well, I guess it doesn't.
Oh.
Well, I
Mine
did- I
still
used
has
to
a
lie.
bowl cut.
Oh, my God.
Oh God, still. When do
Yeah.
you renew?
Next year, 2024.
All right.
I got mine for 8 years because it's that one that you can fly with.
See, I
Yeah, I
would
did
have done
too.
that. I wish
Yeah,
I
the
could
real
got
ID.
That,
Yeah,
but
that's why I did it. I was like, renew it for as long as you can. And
Yeah.
that option was 8 years.
Yeah.
wish I had done that because that's the kind that I got.
I might as well wait till next year now because mine expires next year.
Well, wait, is it? Oh, then yeah. Because
Yeah,
you got to get that real one anyway.
Well, that's in 2025, and mine expires 2025, so I might as well just wait.
Are you gonna do something wild for your photo? Like
No.
just grow your hair way out?
No.
Do
All
a
right.
reverse mohawk.
Yeah,
What
do
I-
that.
So wait, I know it's a travel ID and you need it, but you still need a passport then, don't you?
Well, this is a travel ID for
For inside the United
for
States. Domestic flights.
domestic flights. Yeah.
Just trying to keep tabs on you. Don't have no freedoms.
They're not prohibiting you from traveling. You can still go where you want to go.
They just want to make sure you are who you are
Right.
when you travel.
Just
Right.
have to have this specific ID. That's
Yep. And they want to know that Alejandro Brown
Whoever we found on the money website.
Is
Alejandro Brown the new manager for the Guardians?
that he's cleared to fly.
Alejandro Brown, are you long drive Pete or whatever?
Line drive Peter.
Line drive Peter.
Do you guys think that you're gonna draft an independent fielder this season? Boy. Okay, I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192 to do that. You can listen wherever you are on the iHeartRadio app.
A great sports town
Cleveland, this is for you.
demands great sports talkers. And the Alan Cox Show has the best of Cleveland.
I am the sports.
No, it's just sports. Just sports.
Oh, okay, I get it. I am just sports.